So speaking of this, places we might invade, listeners also probably remember Trump being very angry about the Panama Canal back in the day. He says now the U.S. is being ripped off by Panama and that Panama is charging U.S. commercial and naval vessels exorbitant fees for going through the canal. Trump said if the rates are not lowered, quote, we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the U.S. in full, quickly, and without question. 14,000 ships go through the Panama Canal per year, including 40% of all U.S. container traffic. We make up 75% of the canal's total traffic. So there is some truth to the idea that rates have gone up. That is because there was an extreme drought that dried up the lake that has the water that goes into the canal and allows it to function. Thank you, climate change. I'm not aware of any evidence that the U.S. is being charged more money than other countries. I don't know if you are. But, Ben, my theory for why Trump is obsessed with the Panama Canal is that he remembers when this was a huge political issue, right?
Yes.
It was before the Big Macs that kind of hardened his brain and the Diet Cokes.
Yep.
Reagan used to attack Jimmy Carter on this all the time. The mantra was, we built it, we paid for it, and we're going to keep it. If you read any Rick Perlstein book.
I was going to, you stole my take.
We read the same
which
shit.
Is great. Yeah,
okay, no,
yeah.
So anyway, Carter, he called Carter weak, called him a
this is great. Keep going.
It folded into, I think, Cold War hysteria about Russian influence or Soviet influence in Latin America. But again, I see the strategic value of Greenland. I don't get being mad about the canal.
I think you're exactly right. And we did not coordinate these takes beforehand. People we actually totally agree on this one. I was thinking about Reaganland, the Rick Perlstein book.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I was consuming Rick Perlstein's Twitter fights with Mark Andreessen over the holidays. So
that was
which is kind of crazy. And I think basically what probably happened here is, yes, China has more and more influence in Latin America generally, not just Panama, everywhere, right? And Trump gets one briefing about how the Chinese, have some interest somewhere in because they're not running the Panama Canal. He's lying about that, but they have some, they have the economic presence in Panama. And he's like, fuck it, give it back to us,
Right.
And this is just red meat for right wingers. But so I don't think that there's some military play here. I think I take Greenland more seriously. I actually think this is a much dumber play for him too, because the Chinese do have more influence in Latin America, and this is the kind of thing that is a gift to the Chinese. They go to Panama, they go to all these other countries, say, look at the Americans. They're reverting back to their imperial Cold War asshole-ish selves. We're just trying to make deals down here. We're building you ports, So I think the Trump years are going to be a massive boon to Chinese influence in Latin America,